Hey everyone, I'm Matthew and this is Brad. We're here for the Unstoppable AMA. Thanks for joining us. We're just going to go through some questions that you guys have submitted and get through these quickly. So Brad, if you want to go first, I'll let you take the first few here and we'll just go on down the list.
All right, so this one is from Mark, cdo.com, auctions.eth domains. Any plans for listing UD? This is a great idea. We actually weren't aware of this until this question, so thanks for letting us know. We'll have a chat with their team, and we'll let you know how it goes. Stay tuned for more. I can take this next one too. So this one is from Wayne. How far away are business templates for websites, and when do you think the ability to have blockchain online stores will happen? So you can, of course, already build this on your own today. You'd have to do your own development. In terms of templates that would make it so you don't need to know how to code in order to do this, this is something we're working on, but it's not the next thing we're working on. Expect to see more integrations before you see these types of business templates. But it is something that you'll see more of in the future.
I've got the next one here. This is from Timmy, and he's asking about premium domains. Do we have release dates on more premium domains? So we actually just released 4 characters in the past 6 weeks. I think you should have seen that. And then previous to that, we launched 5 characters about 6 weeks before that. So that's kind of the timeline that we're on. We're working to release a new catalog page to make it easier for you to find domain names and sort them next, and hoping to get that out in October in the next few weeks here, and that's currently up on staging. And then once we have that system set up, we'll start releasing more domains again. We are pretty careful about how we do it because we don't want to accidentally release a brand name or something like that, and we do go through these manually. So that's why the process is on a steady rate, but we're getting closer. Cool. So next one is from Ron, and it's on the same topic. It's like, will I be the first one contacted if I'm watching a domain? If I've watch listed it, ask for a notification, and the answer is yes, you will be contacted. There normally is a pretty short window on these, so if we're going to have a domains release that week, we'll probably let you know a few days in advance. So watch listing is the best way to stay on top of domain names that you're interested in.
So this one is from Kwong Pham. How does the team perceive Unstoppable Domains owners, and where do you see the value in us? What can we do to support your work most effectively? Really appreciate that question. So owners of the domains are the most important players in the ecosystem. It's what people do with domains that make them important to the future of the internet. So the best thing you can do is use them. Build a website, build something else that's cool and get people to visit it. And the second best thing you can do is tell your favorite apps to support blockchain domains. So thanks a bunch for the question.
Cool. All right, I'll take the next one here. And this is how many .crypto domains or how many domain names can a wallet support? And the answer is there is no limit to the number of domains that a single wallet can support. And the reason why you'd want to cut them out into multiple wallets is if you wanted a little bit more privacy about the ownership of your domain name. So there are some people who do that, but otherwise you're fine to store all your domain names with a single wallet.
So this one is from EAS. What is the process for the sale of new domains, the ones with most people wanting them? So I check out OpenSea. OpenSea is a marketplace for NFTs. I know they have some sort of a bidding system, but I'd encourage you to go check that out, see how that works.
All right, and then next up here, I have, will there be a way to rent out domains if you don't want to sell them? So this is from Michael, and so you can write the code to do this yourself. I think that it's definitely going to happen. It's just a matter of time for domain names to continue to get more established. We are not working on that internally. As Brad said earlier, we're spending a lot of our time now on integrations. We have lots of work to do there on making that simpler. And that's where our focus is going to be for the next 3 to 6 months. But if someone wants to build this out, I actually think it's a great business idea. And I'm sure that somebody in the community is going to pick this up in the not too distant future. So thank you, Michael.
Yeah, and just based on internal conversations, I could say that this is something that Matt thinks is quite cool. So we would be excited. We'd be excited if somebody was working on this. So this is from Davey. Have you thought about rewarding the community with stored credits for helping with social outreach, for example, rewarding the community to help with wallet and browser outreach, tweets, etc.? This is a good idea. We're very open to these kinds of things. We would just want to make sure that we're focusing everyone's attention on the things that will work. I'm not sure that tweeting at people is tweeting at companies is necessarily the best way to convince them. I think that if you do know somebody at a company, it's great to just let them know that you're excited about this and why, and please let us know when you're doing that, and we'll think about some ideas that we might be able to engage more folks on. So this one is from RK Ready. What happens if some antisocial elements launch offensive or unacceptable content on Unstoppable domains, and will it jeopardize the project? Will the government be able to take down Unstoppable if this happens? And so the way it works is that no websites can be taken down, no domains can be taken away. Domains are on the blockchain. You control them with your private key, and there's nothing Unstoppable or really any other party can do about that. Same thing with the registry itself. The registry cannot be turned off once a domain is issued. It's there on the blockchain. Of course, if objectionable or illegal websites do come out, it's very likely that browsers are going to filter those out on the second layer. And so that's the likely way that problems like that are going to be addressed, is that browsers are going to choose not to resolve those objectionable websites.
Okay, so the next one is about DeFi, and the question is coming from Fong, and he says DeFi is hot, but thinks it's hard to use for most users. How can Unstoppable Domains help, making it easier for people to use DeFi projects? So I think this is actually pretty cool, because there's like a big DeFi narrative right now, and then the other big narrative is actually DWeb, which is where we spend a lot of our time. And there's a couple things. First of all, I think all the DeFi projects should have their website up on the DWeb, because that way, if you need to close out a loan or some sort of yield farming situation and you need to act fast, you don't have to worry about the front end being down. So it's really good to have that up on something like IPFS or Filecoin or some other storage network to make sure that it's always accessible to users. Another one is helping with deposits and withdrawals into these apps. So I think it would be great if in all of these applications, instead of hex addresses, you could send it to .crypto domain names. So please tell your favorite DeFi app or participate in those communities and let them know you would like to add .crypto support and .zil support for depositing and withdrawing on those applications.
So this one's from James. Gemini states that you can store your domain on their site. Why is this necessary? So you may have heard a little bit about this a few weeks ago when we made an initial announcement that we have a deal with Gemini so that users can store their domains inside of a licensed cryptocurrency exchange if you choose. So this isn't optional, but it's great for traditional companies or others that don't want to have to manage their own private keys. So similar to what happens with traditional companies storing cryptocurrency, for the most part they like to use exchanges to store their keys for them, and we think that that's going to be true for some users in the blockchain domain world as well. Also, some folks who have very expensive domains have asked for a service like this. So this will be an option for our users, and it's kind of like a vault. It's not really the place you would put them if you're planning on using them. This is like long-term storage. If you're planning on using your domain soon, I would store it yourself.
Next question is from Steve, and he asks about the capacity constraints on websites. So he's asking, why do we have a current limit of 20 megabytes for file uploads through our uploader? And then he's asking when we're going to lift the capacity for websites being published. And Steve, right now, I would just say to you, it's free. So we're offering this as a free service, and we want to make sure that we weren't being abused by having someone just upload like 6 terabytes or something on the back end. So it's just a hard stop at the top. We are looking at ways of allowing customers to buy storage space basically directly for networks like Filecoin. And then it doesn't matter how much storage space you want to buy. So if you want to buy a terabyte, you can just buy a terabyte, and we'll have a way for you to do that through the app interface. And there's a lot of work that has to be done there, interacting between our front end where you can just click a button and then having that properly stored on these P2P networks. But that is something that we're actually working on. I don't have a timeline for you right now when that's going to be updated. You can, however, directly yourself post these things up on these networks if you're looking to do something in the short term.
So this is from Tez. I've seen the ability to host basic websites on the Unstoppable Network, but I'd like to know if there are any plans of hosting all types of websites. And so the answer is yes, definitely. But this is, this is an entirely new internet, and so we're starting from the basics. So what you've seen on our website right now are profile pages, a very simple text editor, blog, things like that. So we're starting very, very simple, and it's going to get much more, complicated and robust over time. But I think that over time is, 10 years plus. So we're talking about a long period of time, and the tools are going to continue to get better throughout that. But we're in very early days right now.
Great. The next question was asking about .zil and .crypto domains. And the question is from Jeremy, and he says, are the .zil domains and the .crypto domains going to get the same development and support? And the answer is yes. Right now, the .zil and the .crypto backends are they're separate backends. And they're working on two different blockchains, and we're working on abstracting that out so that we have a single system for managing both extensions. And then, but there's some migration there because Zil's on Zilliqa blockchain, Ethereum's on Ethereum blockchain. So we're building the middleware right now so that we can have a unified top-level registry, and then both registries will have the exact same functionality. And then it'll also be a lot easier to develop on those going forward using the exact same code base. So Jeremy, we're in the process of merging the backend code for managing both these domain names. It is unfortunately a 3 to 6 month process to get that to work, and then probably another couple months at the back end to get that deployed. But yes, we both these extensions are going to receive the same suite of tools, and we're just taking the extra steps right now to make it easier to support both of them using the same infrastructure. And once that's complete, you'll just have an immediate mapping for all feature sets. So there will no longer be a discrepancy between the two.
So this is the last question from John Brown. I remember seeing GoDaddy.com ads during the Superbowls 20 years ago. Will a major marketing campaign on that scale ever happen for Unstoppable Domains? Can you speak to the time frame? So I like the big picture of this question. So I don't know that we're gonna blow our marketing budget on a Super Bowl ad at this time. I think that probably wouldn't be the best use for us right now. But I think that one thing that I think might be kind of hidden in this question is when are you guys going to take it to the mainstream? When is this going to be something that all of our non-crypto friends are going to be using or playing around with? And I think right now we're very focused on the crypto community because crypto community is they're the pioneers. You all are the pioneers of the decentralized web. But over the next few years, we are going to need to take it to the mainstream and go and start to move over some of the traditional web folks. So when we move into that phase, it'll start to make sense to get the word out in more traditional channels. I don't know. The Super Bowl ads are pretty expensive though, so I'm not 100% sure that's going to be our move. But I think making a big splash is something that's something we would definitely look forward to doing.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you everyone for your questions as usual. Appreciate it. I love getting to hear from you guys and what you guys are interested in. As always, we're working hard for you guys, and we have lots of positive things in the future, and we're just going to continue to build. So thank you so much. Later, guys.